live in the solution. I'm Mary Trimble, and I have to apologize for my long absence. I needed to give myself time over the holidays to properly mourn my mum and to spend time with my family. This was my mum's holiday, my holiday, so it was a bit of a difficult time, but still it was still full of some joy and happiness and community. So I just needed to take that time for myself. So I apologize. I am back, darling. And I would be most grateful because while I was away, I lost quite a lot of subscribers. So I would really appreciate if you haven't already, please subscribe, like my videos and share them on your social media, and please comment. I adore feedback. I'm here to communicate with you guys, to make a connection. So now, big week coming up. So I'm going to talk about the aspects for the week, but I will go into detail on each video of the zodiac sign, and how it will relate in which area of your life. So on the 14th, Monday the 14th, and these readings are from the 14th of January through, I'm kind of going to cover the 21st, and I'll tell you why in a bit. It's normally just, the 14th to the 20th, but it will go into the 21st because of the eclipse coming up. So I'm looking up here because I have the aspects in the chart up here. So on the 14th, on Monday the 14th, Mercury sextiles Neptune. I'll go into detail in your video. On the 18th, the moon moves into Cancer. Beautiful, emotional, kind of compassionate time. Then Venus trines Mars on the same day. Mercury is conjunct Pluto as well on the same day. And the Sun squares Uranus. Now, on the 20th, the Sun moves into Aquarius. So happy birthday, Aquarius. Venus is square to Neptune on the same day. And then on Martin Luther King Day, the 21st, actually it's the 20th and the 21st, depending on where you are in the world. But this is a super moon. And a super moon means that the moon is very close to the Earth in its orbit, right? So it's going to appear huge, and it's going to be a blood moon. So it's going to kind of have that rusty look to it. And that's because as it enters, as it gets closer to the Earth, the sun, which is opposite, because that's always happens on a full moon, the sun is opposite the moon. And as it moves into the orbit of the Earth, the fractal of lights makes it appear reddish, rustic kind of color. Now, this is a total lunar eclipse, a full moon total lunar eclipse. We won't have another. And this is the first of the year. Guys, we have 5 eclipses this year, which is kind of a lot. But this is the first of the year, and we won't have a total lunar eclipse like this, a supermoon, until March of the year 2021. So that's a long time to wait. Anyway, so that is they are the aspects for the week. So this is going to be the intro. This will be put on every video, and then we'll go into your horoscope. Okay, so let's go to your horoscope, shall we? Hello, Gemini, and welcome to your reading for March the 14th through the 21st. I'm covering the 21st because of the lunar eclipse. It's actually 3 hours long, the lunar eclipse. An hour and 3 minutes long, the actual peak of it. So it starts at 11:41 Eastern Standard Time, and then it finishes at 1:44 a.m. on the 21st Eastern Standard Time. So LA, it'll be 3 hours behind, and in England, 5 hours ahead. So I am going to be shuffling your cards as I'm going over your horoscope. So Neptune in your house of career and Mercury in your house of renewal will give you the opportunity to have brilliant creative ideas in which to, advance at work. Now, your communication with colleagues is so beautiful that you could pitch any idea successfully. You'll have the ability to paint a picture in someone else's mind. What a wonderful ability that is. The only thing I would say is sometimes you kind of can get caught up in a fantasy. So remember to bring yourself down to earth. Now the moon moves into Cancer in your house of income and personal belongings. So your connections, you'll be able to make really nice connections, strong connections with your colleagues or clients. And you might add something kind of decorative to your home to make it look more homely and pretty, and improve the aesthetics, because Venus trines Mars on the same day. So public displays of affection are probably on the agenda. You're probably a lot more open and passionate and affectionate. It's like you'll feel like showering love on someone. It's going to be easy for you to do that. Now, and listen, if you'll probably have the energy, because Mars is all about action, right? You'll probably have the energy to go out and to connect with people, network. It's a wonderful time to do that, because you will, go to museums, concerts, art galleries, Now, with the sun in your house of death and rebirth, square to Uranus in your house of community, you could feel like volunteering for a church group or some kind of charity. And look, so you might kind of have this urge to go out and join a group. It's things with Uranus are very surprising. So you could get surprising news, right? Or shocking news, one or the other. With its square, it's a challenging aspect. So it could be shocking, things. And also with this full moon lunar eclipse, right? Things are ending. Things that started 6 months ago are coming to a culmination and coming to either fruition, right? Completion, or, an ending. And this is a time where we clearly see people and things that aren't working for us anymore. These cards are falling down right now. Now, the thing with that also is that it's the spontaneity. You can kind of, sometimes it's spontaneity, sometimes it's impulsivity. So you have to be careful not to rush in, right? And think about what you do, because you kind of will have this tendency to have impulsive urges, and that will only lead to frustration a bit later on. Now, the sun moves into Aquarius in your house of adventure, and it might give you the urge to perhaps go on a spiritual retreat. Another thing you could just do without planning or without consideration of if there's enough money in the bank to do it. It's that kind of thing. But Venus square to Neptune will give you a really charismatic persona, right? Very charming and generous. You'll probably feel the suffering around the world. You'll probably get that, and maybe you want to do something about it, Now, although the eclipse happens technically on the 21st for us, it actually starts on the 20th. 11:41, look up at the sky. This is a super moon. The moon is very close to the Earth. And it's going to be luminous, and it's going to be this beautiful blood moon, right? And it's going to be in Leo. Right? So it's about courage, and it's about, standing your ground, and it's about respect. Now, eclipses are when it moves into the Earth's shadow, right? The Earth goes between the sun and the moon. So it moves into the shadow of the Earth, and it starts at 11:41 Eastern Standard Time, and it finishes. It's a really long eclipse, unusually long. And this is all about family. It's all about relationships. It's all about, because, the sun is in Aquarius and the moon is in Leo. It's that, and those are, the moon, Leo has attributes and things that Aquarius doesn't, and vice versa. So it's about community. It's about relationships. It's about your power. It's about owning your power. It's about standing up. It's about being regal. It's about being the king of your domain, right? Now, because at the time of this full moon lunar eclipse, this supermoon lunar eclipse, the sun is in a strong square to Uranus. And what does that mean? That means that there's change. Change is going to happen. So that's when I say, look, full moons are about endings and completions, right? So the thing is that change can be the impetus for something much better. It can be an epiphany, right? This is a time, eclipses are about letting go of things and people and places that no longer work for us. Right? So it's going to be illuminated. That full moon is going to illuminate whatever isn't working for us. So it's important to let go. At eclipses, we let go of things. We allow that change to happen. We rejoice in that change, because even though change can be difficult for us at times and we rally against that change, it's always for the better. So things and people and places are removed from our lives because they don't serve us any longer. So allow them to go and rejoice in it, and then change. You can come out much better for this change. Okay, so let's go to your cards, shall we? 3 cards came out for you. And I'm just going to do these clarifying cards for Gemini, please. Clarifying cards for Gemini through the 14th, from the 14th through the 21st. So here we go. Clarify ones, please. Okay, I'm going to do that. That's it. Okay, so we're clarifying. Okay, this is interesting. Very interesting. Very apropos. The first card out for you is the 5 of Wands. This card may appear translucent because of my green screen. People write to me all the time and ask me questions. Where do you get your cards from? So, the 5 of Wands indicates a little turmoil, perhaps a little, bickering, arguments. When this card comes out, it's saying don't avoid conflict. So there may be a little conflict. The thing is, it's not to avoid, but it's not telling you to go in all blazers and I'm the boss and this is what's happening. It's not about that. This is about going in and solving this problem or this issue creatively. So you have to try to listen to everybody, and you've got to think, okay, what can I do to change this? If it means admitting that you're wrong, then do so. But the thing is this must be addressed, and you will come out on top if you handle this correctly. You could come out with a whole new, people will really respect you and revere you for handling this in a diplomatic way and creatively. So think about that. Now, clarifying it, you see, is the 10 of air. And the 10 of air is, 10s are endings, right? And beginnings. 10 is the end, and 1 and 0 equals 1. That's new beginnings. So this is very kind of the eclipse, right? So this is saying that you no longer are going to feel this pain. This is betrayal and pain, and usually this is something that you've come through, and you're so dog-eared from it. You're so tired of feeling this pain and this, betrayal from someone. This is the time to let this go. And when this card comes up, it's indicating to me that you are so ready to move on. You've got to move on from this. One, when you stay in this, you attract more of it. And another, when you move out of it, then you're letting it go and you're saying it doesn't mean anything and you're ready for a new beginning. So I have a feeling that this, handling this will bring you this new beginning, right? You'll be able to start all over again. Now, the next card out for you, again, wow, this is amazing, is the 7 of Wands. So this is also, look, this is about solving an issue. This is about you coming from a higher perspective, right? From a spiritual perspective. So there's a problem here, and you need to solve it in a spiritual way. So when this card comes up, it's saying, look, don't go with everyone's opinion just because you're don't be peer pressured, is what I'm getting. Don't be peer pressured. Look, it's okay to give a little and to compromise. Yes, we have to compromise somewhat. But in the end, you have to stand up for what you believe is right, that you know is right in your heart. Don't back down don't compromise your values, right? So you can compromise a little for some middle ground, but don't compromise your values. Sometimes it takes a lot of courage to stand up to the group and say, no, that's not right. And you all know it's not right. Because when this card comes up, it's saying stand up for what's spiritually right. That you know in your heart, if somebody else is being, their reputation is being, even your reputation perhaps, or somebody somebody smearing their reputation and spreading lies, this is the time that you stand up. You either stand up for yourself or you stand up for somebody else. You do the right thing. And this is beautiful, right? So clarifying that is transformation, right? This is changing. This is you changing at a cellular level. This is you finding your power. This is things about you are changing in a big way. And within it, you find your power. You find out who you are. You find out who you're meant to be. And you become that. Now, you have the Knight of Swords. During an eclipse, things happen very fast. Energy comes in, it's very fast. It's like you don't know which way to turn. Things are changing rapidly. And this guy is a champion for justice. He comes in and he makes a quick decision, and he just, if he thinks you're doing something wrong, he'll chop your head off rather than investigate. So he's kind of impulsively judgmental. But he does it because, he's doing the right thing. He's gallant. He's doing, he's fighting. He's righteously fighting, right? So sometimes this is saying, don't be self-righteous. You have to really kind of step back and not quite act so quickly and impulsively and fast, but think on your feet nonetheless. And here we've got the 7 of Fire, which is the 7 of Wands again. And you see it's the unicorn here. So this is spiritual. You must do whatever, something's going to happen, and you've got to do the right thing for the right reason. You have to make a choice that's for the higher good of you and everyone involved, not just you. It's a decision that you have to make from a higher perspective. It's about being guided spiritually this week, Gemini. And you know, your horoscope is all pointing towards that. You're going to feel kind of this spiritual energy coming in. And this is your chance to change and to do the right thing for the right reason. Gemini, you were first because you were the most viewed the last time I posted videos. So I so appreciate you. Please don't forget to like this video, help my channel grow, share it on your social media. Please comment. I love comments and feedback. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. Mwah! I love you all, and I'll see you next week.